Hi students, good morning to everyone. In the last class, we had learned about Biot-Savart law. Now, the application, the first application of the Biot-Savart law, we are going to start. Look at here. Magnetic field due to a straight current carrying wire. That straight current carrying wire may be finite length or infinite length. After the application, and we will be discussing so many applications under this topic. There are a lot many cases you will be understanding. Let's start with this application. What is our aim? Our aim is to find the magnetic field due to the straight current carrying wire. Let me draw a straight current carrying wire. This is a straight current carrying wire through which current I flows. I is the current passing through this wire. Right? Exactly from the center of the wire. So there is a point P is located. Right? That point P is point of our consideration. Right? Now, look at the interesting thing here. So from this is what, imagine a finite length, a wire of finite length we have considered. As it is a wire of finite length, from let me say this point X and this point Y, or you can also consider AB. From one end, you can see here, from one end, so this is the point P, lies at an angle, you can say this phi 1, okay, and from the other end, it is lying at an angle phi 2, okay. Now, let me consider a small element of length dl. Because of this dl, magnetic field at this point will be d, and because of the complete wire through which the current is flowing, the magnetic field at the same point is b, okay, and you know the direction. So the direction you have told it clearly. So right hand thumb rule you can use to find the direction around this one. As it is the straight current carrying wire, the magnetic field in this region will be into the plane. I am writing here, so the magnetic field is into the plane. Okay. Now, dl bar is in this direction, and this is what the r bar. You can see here. So this is called your r bar, or I can write simply as r. Okay. And this is what I am writing it as a. A is the perpendicular distance from the wire to the point P. I am writing each and everything here. A is the perpendicular distance. A is the perpendicular distance. Right? And what is our distance between the element, current element, and the point P? Okay. R, I am writing here, R is a distance between ideal bar and point P. Clear? Now, you can say this is point O, and this is what I am considering as a length L from here to here. O. So from O to the current element, so the length I am considering, I am assuming it L, right? So assume L is the distance between DL and O. No confusions, right? This is all the assumptions here. Now, carefully look at this here. So there is an angle theta here. This we have discussed in the Biot-Savart law. Theta is what? Angle between DL bar and R bar. So writing here. So theta is angle between DL bar Carefully listen. Phi 1 is different, phi 2 is different, phi is different. What is this phi? Phi is the angle made by perpendicular line and what? And R, right? The position vector. Now, you can find tan phi from this triangle, tan phi, which is equal to opposite side by adjacent side. So I can write this as L by A, and this I can also write it as L is equal to A into tan phi, right? So whether I may or may not use it, I am just writing from this triangle. This is a very, very important derivation. Biot-Savart law is very important. It is just a statement, and this derivation is also most important. Now, for your board exams. So from this same triangle, you can see it is 90 degrees here. This 90 plus theta plus phi. So what I can write? 90 degrees plus theta plus phi is equal to 180 degrees. From here, what I can write? Tell me what I can write. So I can write this theta is equal to 90 degrees minus phi. And one more thing, I can also write cos phi from this triangle. What is cos phi? Cos phi is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So adjacent side is A by hypotenuse is R, right? So from here what I can write? R is equal to A by cos phi. Alright. I can also write sin phi. Sin phi is equal to everything I am writing. I am not leaving anything. Sin phi is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side is L by hypotenuse is R. Okay. Clear? So now keep it like this. What is our aim? We should not forget our aim, right? What is our aim? Our aim is to find the magnetic field at this point due to the complete wire. So for that, first we will be applying the Biot-Savart law. So according to, carefully see, according to Biot-Savart law, according to Biot-Savart law, what I am writing here, so dV is equal to mu naught I dl sin theta divided by r square. Okay, clear? So here theta is not our concept here. Carefully. Why? As you are moving from x to y, your this L value will be changing, because when you take your dl is here, so this L value will be here. When you take your dl will be here, your L value from here to here. Understand? When you are moving from x to y, your L value varies and your theta values also will be varied. Are you understanding? When you are moving from x to y, your L value varies and theta value also varies here. So listen carefully, and as well as your R value also will be varied. When you are taking the small length here, your big R will be this one. R also will vary. Okay. So what I am writing here, as we are moving from where to where? From x to y, all the values will change, right? What are the values will change here? The values of dl, r and theta, so definitely will change. Okay, so that's the reason all these values we will be writing in terms of phi. So theta we will write in terms of phi, r we will write in terms of phi, dl also we will write in terms of phi. Okay, so for that what we will do here is, so first dl, we know L is equal to A tan phi. Okay. So let me write it is equation 1. So from equation 1, carefully see, from equation 1, what I can write? So L is equal to A tan phi. So this is what I can write. So dl by d phi is equal to A into d by d phi of tan phi. So which is the secant square phi. Okay. So from this what I can write? The dl is equal to A into secant square phi into d phi. Done. So this dl you can substitute here. Mu naught I dl sin phi, sin theta, sorry, sin theta. Sin theta also can be written. See here, where is theta? Theta is 90 degrees minus phi. Sin theta can be written in terms of phi from here. So this is equation number 2. So write it here. So from equation number 2, what I can write? Sin theta can be written as sin 90 minus phi, which is equal to cos phi. So sin theta can be written as cos phi. It's done. So I dl and sin theta. Dl we have found in terms of phi, and sin theta also we have written in terms of phi. Then r. Okay. Then r. As it is in cos and it is secant, and that r value also we can write in terms of cos. You can see here. So this is equation 3. From equation number 3, what happened to your r? R is equal to a by cos phi. Okay. See, just substitute everything in your biot formula. So dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I dl. What is dl? Look at here, dl. So dl I am writing it as a into secant square phi. I am writing it as 1 by cos square phi into d phi. Okay, into sin dl is done. Just secant square phi I have written as 1 by cos square phi d phi into what is sin theta? Sin theta is cos phi divided by, so what is r square? This is r, right? R square you can write, it is a square by cos square phi, right? So whatever is remaining, you just write it. You can see here a by cos square phi, here 1a by cos square phi, right? Whatever is remaining, I'm just writing carefully. Look at this situation here. Your dB value is equal to, look at here, mu naught, and numerator is mu naught I, and what is that? D phi cos phi. Mu naught I cos phi d phi. Mu naught I cos phi d phi divided by, what is the denominator? Denominator is 4 pi and it is I. So 4 pi into a. So what is that finally? Mu naught I by 4 pi a into cos phi d phi. So that is what dB. Biot formula. The magnitude of the magnetic field at this point due to the small element, it's dB. So that is what we do. But our aim is not to find a dB. Are you getting the point? Our aim is not to find dB. Our aim is to find B. How you get B? When you integrate from x to y, you get B. Understand? Clear? So we need the integration of this. So B is equal to integral dB, which is equal to x to y. Right? So this I can also write it as integral of mu naught I by 4 pi a into cos phi into d phi. Carefully look at the situation here. Here phi. So the integration we have to do the limit with respect to phi. But here x and y are just simply 2 points. Here limits will be phi 1 and phi 2. Yes or no? So here the limits are phi 1 and phi 2. Why phi 1 and phi 2 here? You can say at x is what? The last point of this current carrying wire, which is at an angle phi 1 to the point P. And the first point of the current carrying wire is at an angle phi 1 to the point P. And the last point of the wire is at an angle phi 2 with the point P. Right? So an interesting thing. How we can find phi 1 in here? So this is called phi 1. Yes or no? How we can find phi 2? This is phi 2. already we have. From the perpendicular line, phi 1 we are measuring in anti-clockwise, phi 2 we are measuring in clockwise, because this is our reference perpendicular line. Again I am telling you, the angles are in anti-clockwise and clockwise. Phi 1 is measured from the perpendicular distance to this length in anti-clockwise, and this is the phi 2 is measured in clockwise. And this is phi 1 as it is measuring in anti-clockwise, so I am just taking it as negative. Or you can also say that this is the phi 1 is the angle which is located below. If we consider this is an origin, so if we consider below this origin, or you can consider below this perpendicular distance, that's the reason. So minus phi 1 is here, right? So here what we can write? So mu naught I by 4 pi a, here integral minus phi 1 to plus phi 2, which is cos phi d phi. What is integral cos phi? Integral cos phi is sin phi. Yes or no? Yes, exactly. So your b value will be equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a into integral cos phi is sin phi, and the limits are minus phi 1 to phi 2. Okay, here what I can write? So mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 2. So that means in the place of phi, upper limit is substituted, minus of minus plus sin of phi 1. Right? So what is that? So b is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. So this is what the magnetic field will be, complete wire. What are the things involved? I just wanted to mention here. What are the things involved here? I is current passing through the wire. Mu naught by 4 pi is constant, which is the value. What is the value? 10 raised to minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. And what is this A? A is the perpendicular distance from the origin to the point. Okay. So now phi 1 and phi 2. What is phi 1 here? Phi 1 is the starting point, and the P is joined by a line, and the perpendicular distance, the angle between the perpendicular distance and this line joint. That's phi 1. And phi 2 is the angle between this line joint and the perpendicular distance. And that's called the magnetic field due to the current carrying wire. So many applications are involved, so many elements, right? So one by one we will be discussing about the applications of magnetic field due to the straight current carrying wire. Let us understand the applications of magnetic field due to the current carrying wire. This is the application of Biot-Savart law. These are the applications of this topic. Okay, you should have this clarity here. Right, let's start. So the first application is, before moving to the first application, I just wanted to draw the basic diagram what we had drawn already. So what was that? So there is a straight current carrying wire through which the current I is flowing. A perpendicular distance is drawn, which is A, and this is point P, and from one end to the point P, so this is the angle called phi 2. From the other end to the another point, so this is the angle called phi 1. Okay, and this is A. At this point, so what is the magnetic field we have written? So mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. I hope you remember this. Right? So what is the first application? So simple application we are going to discuss. So the first application is, so there is an infinite wire. Infinite wire. making this angle. You can see here. So that what you can draw here. This is the line where we can imagine that these two lines are parallel. They will meet at infinity. Infinity means that this is the line must drawn in this way, so that your phi 1 will be 90 degrees and your phi 2 value also 90 degrees. Right? In this case, what you can write, the B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a, and this is a only as it is perpendicular distance, which is into sine 90 degrees plus sine 90 degrees. And what you can write, 1 plus 1 is 2. Understand? So this is the 2 and this 2 cancel, 2 right? So it's a final value. So B is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi a. So this is the magnetic field due to an infinite current carrying wire, right? And the direction of the magnetic field at this point is how much? What is the direction? Direction is into the plane because current is moving in this direction. Done? I hope it is very clear. The second application, what I am doing here. So there is an infinite wire I am taking, and there is a current. You can see one side it is infinite. The other side is finite. It's still here, right? And the point of consideration is here. You can see. So this is A and this is point B, right? And if you consider this is the origin here, and there is no phi 1 because the final point is here and the final point is here. Understand? So you can say here phi 1 is equal to 0 degrees, and phi 2 is what? Angle made by the last edge, which is at infinity to this point. So I can say it is similar to the first case, and this is your phi 2, which is 90 degrees. Clear? So one side is finite and another side is infinite, and exactly the point P lies at a perpendicular distance from one edge. In this case, so B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a into, so what is that, sine phi 1? Phi 1 is 0 degrees plus what is sine phi 2? It's sine 90 degrees. It is 1, right? Sine 0 is 0, sine 90 is 1, and you get as it is mu naught I by 4 pi a. Clear? Sure. It's a mu naught I by 2 pi a. It is mu naught I by 4 pi a. And let's see the third application. Third application, there is a wire of length L. Finite wire of length L. And exactly at the midpoint of this wire L, the point P is located at a distance A. So midpoint in the sense this is L by 2 and this is also L by 2. So from this top edge, the point P is located at an angle phi 2. From the bottom edge, point P is located at an angle phi 1. Right? Clear? So in this case, what is the magnetic field here? So B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a into sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. Right? What is sine phi 1, sine phi 2 here? You can write here sine phi 1 is equal to, what is sine phi 1? Opposite side L by 2 divided by hypotenuse. What is this hypotenuse here? What is this hypotenuse here? So hypotenuse is L by 2 whole square plus a square under root. You get the concept? So this is phi 1. Sine opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side is L by 2. Hypotenuse is what? You know, according to the Pythagoras theorem, square root L by 2 whole square plus a square. So that's hypotenuse. Same way, sine phi 2 also you get the same. L by 2 is here. L by 2 by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse here also is same. L by 2 whole square plus a square. You understand? Clear? Both are same, right? Now, substituting that, B is equal to mu naught I by pi a into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. As both values are same, I can write 2 times L by 2 divided by square root L by 2 whole square plus a square. See, this is what the formula. No need to by heart. First thing I am telling you, no need to by heart. Remember how to derive this, and if possible, try to recollect as early as possible this one with a lot of practice. If you know this one, all these applications are very simple, right? The fourth one is very simple. This is the wire in which the current I is flowing, right? You know, the point of consideration is here on the axis. Here, 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 here. You can see here are the point of consideration here on the axis. See here, this is the axis. The point of consideration is here. Again, I am telling you, and this is the wire to which the current I is flowing. And the point of consideration here. If the point of consideration is on the axis of the current carrying wire, then the magnetic field at this point is 0. Why it is 0? Because according to the Biot-Savart law, there is sin theta in that expression. What is sin theta? Theta is angle between dl bar and r bar. Where is the dl bar? If you take a small, it is dl, small element, it is dl bar. And what is r bar? This is r bar only, right? So the angle between dl bar and r bar is 0. Then sin 0 will be 0. So magnetic field at this point will be 0. What I wanted to tell you is, in this case, if the point of consideration is on the axis of the current carrying wire, the magnetic field due to that wire will be 0 at that point. Okay, clear? And let us solve few numericals related to this, the basic numericals. In the next classes, we will be going to the advanced level numericals. Now, the basic numericals will start now. Let us solve these two basic numericals first. Find the magnetic induction. You should not get confused with this term. The magnetic induction is also called as magnetic field, or magnetic field strength, or magnetic field intensity. Everything is same. But electromagnetic induction is different. It is just a magnetic induction. Due to a straight conductor of length 16 centimeter carrying a current of 5 ampere at a distance of 6 centimeters from the midpoint, right? So we need to find the magnetic field due to a straight current carrying wire. So imagine this is the straight current carrying wire. How much is the current flowing through that? It's 5 ampere. 5 ampere. The length of this wire is 16 centimeter, but exactly from the midpoint at a distance of 6 centimeter, point P lies, and here you need to find the magnetic field. Magnetic field. And as the current is flowing in this direction, by using right hand thumb rule, you can find at this point P, the magnetic field lines are into the plane. It's all right. It is total length 16 centimeter. You can write it as 8 centimeters, and this is also 8 centimeters. Right? Now, what is phi 1 and what is phi 2? You know first, because it is finite level. So it is phi 2 and this is phi 1. We know the basic formula. What is that? So B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi a into sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. So I hope you understand. Number 1, mu naught by 4 pi. What is the value? 10 to the power minus 7. Okay. I is given 5 ampere. A is given. A is what? Perpendicular distance from here to here. 6 centimeters. Right? Sin phi 1. Phi 1 is what? This is phi 1. Phi 1 sin is opposite side by hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse here? Root 8 square plus 6 square. So that will be 10. Okay. Sin Sin phi t. Sin phi t is also same. 8 by this hypotenuse. So what is this hypotenuse? Here only you can write. So if it is 6, this is 8, and it will be 8 square. 64 plus 6 square. 36. It is root 100. Root 100 is equal to 10. 10 centimeter is the hypotenuse here. Okay, that's fine now. So B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi 10 raised to minus 7 into I by A. What is I? 5 by A. What is A? 6 centimeters. So that I can write 6 into 10 raised to minus 2. Why we are converting the centimeter into meter here? Because this 10 raised to minus 7 is Tesla meter per ampere. I hope you got the point. So mu naught by 4 pi value is equal to 10 raised to minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. This is what SI unit. So SI unit of length is meter. So that's what we have to convert this into the meter. So mu naught by 4 pi is 10 raised to minus 7. I 5 ampere. A 6 centimeters. Okay. Into sin phi 1. Sin phi 1 is 8 by 10. Okay. 8 by 10. Plus sin phi 2 also 8 by 10. Done. So B is equal to, what is that? You can write here 10 raised to minus 7 into 5 by 6 into 10 raised to minus 2. 8 plus 8, right? Which is 16 by 10. Understand? So what I can write here? 2 5s and 2 8. Right? So this 5 cancel. Understand? Now, what is remaining? Let us write here. Whatever is remaining. This is 2 3s and 2 4s. So B is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 7. So this 10 raised to minus 7, whatever is left, 10 raised to minus 7 divided by, here 3 is there, here 10 raised to minus 2, you can take it to the upside, that will become 10 raised to plus 2. Okay. Now, here, what I can write? B is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 divided by 3. Okay. Now, here, I can multiply this with 10 raised to minus 1. Here also 10 raised to minus 1. Why? Because 10 raised to minus 6 you get, that's called micro, right? So B is equal to 4 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by 3 into 10 raised to minus 1. See here, carefully see. It's 4, 10 raised to minus 1 goes to the numerator, that will be 40. Right? 4, 10 raised to minus 1 numerator is 40 into 10 raised to minus 6 is mu divided by 3 magnetic field here 4, that's called Tesla. So what is the magnetic field? 40 mu by 3 into Tesla. So that's what the final answer. So I hope you understand this. What is the formula we have used? The basic concept of magnetic field will be a straight current carrying wire. So this is another one. Let's say this is another one. Use Biot-Savart law to obtain an expression for the magnetic field at the center of a coil in the form of a square of side 2a. So there is a square is mentioned clearly here. There is a square of side 2a. Okay, of side 2a. Carrying a current I. So this is carrying a current I. Okay, it's carrying a current I. At the center. So we need to find the magnetic field at the center. And first find the direction. Because of this wire, magnetic Because of this wire also you can see the magnetic field lines are into the plane. And because of this wire also the magnetic field lines are into the plane. Because of this wire also the magnetic field lines are into the plane at this point, right? So that B value will be final. This is the similar case of this expression, but this is the expression we have done with the single current carrying wire. But here you need to imagine that there are 4 current carrying wires. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 current carrying wires here. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us concentrate on the first wire. First wire. What is the magnetic field into this wire at this point? Okay. So what is that? What is phi 1 and phi 2? You can see here. What is phi 1 and phi 2? So this is an angle. Can I say it is 45 degrees? Here it is definitely 45 degrees. It's 45 and this also will be 45 because this is 90 and this is also 90. Okay. So it's 45 degrees. So then this also will be 45 degrees and this is 2A and this length is A and this is A. Right? Now, because of the first wire, the magnetic field, let me write it as B1. So first wire, second wire, third wire, and fourth wire. So B1 is equal to mu naught I by, right, 4 pi A into the sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. So what is the B1 here? B1 is mu naught by 4 pi, 10 raised to minus 7. Or no values they have mentioned. So we are also not mentioning any values. Mu naught I by 4 pi A. What is A here? A is the perpendicular distance from the wire to the point. Okay. So what is that? If the total this is A to A and this is also A. Understand? So this is A into sine phi 1. Sine phi 1 is sine 45. Sine 45 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2. So what I am writing B1 is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi A into 2 by root 2. So this I can also write it as root 2. This is root 2, right? Root 2 into mu naught I by 4 pi A. Right? Because of this wire, magnetic field at this point is root 2 mu I by 4 pi A and this is the direction of the magnetic field at this point due to this. And because of this wire also magnetic field at this point is same. B2 will be the same, B3 also the same, B4 also will be the same. So the net magnetic field at the center will be how much? B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4 because all the directions are same in this point. Right? So what I can write? 4 times. So B individual. Okay. So what is the individual value here? So the net magnetic field at this point will be 4 times. What is the individual value? Root 2 into mu naught I by 4 pi A. So now this direction also into the plane, right? 4 gets cancelled and the net magnetic field will be root 2 mu naught I by pi A. Understand? This is how the numericals will be asked. These are the basics. And a lot of practice is required from your side while solving this expression. And we will be starting the next class with the advanced level numericals on this concept only. Practice. Okay? See you in the next class.